Is fund manager for Seaview Capital, and he's here to shed some light on the exciting and lucrative foreign exchange markets and also why some traders have a hard time being successful. He also joins chief currency strategist Blake Morrow. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Hey, Tony.
Blakester. Chris, welcome aboard. Good to have you.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciated the emails that you sent in last week. Chris actually emailed in on the closing bell.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you were listening to George.
I was listening to George, and of course, I just had to, let him know that I appreciate his motocross exploits and the prowess and the tenacity that's required for.
We'll get into that a little bit later because Chris is also an Olympic athlete, which we want to talk about at some point.
Absolutely.
And Blake, you're feeling better. Good to have you back.
Thanks. It's nice to be back.
All right, as we get rolling, gang, Chris, you are obviously a new face here on Wise Trade TV, a contributor to us now from MB Trading. Let's talk a little bit about who you are exactly and how you got to where you're at.
You bet. I always knew I wanted to be in the financial industry. From the time I was in before I became a teenager, my dad, I come from a family of 8 kids. We'd sit at the dinner table, elbow to elbow.
It didn't take long for you to realize you need to make some money.
Exactly. Well, my dad would actually pull out the Wall Street Journal each day and show us some of the market and the indices correlations and give us lectures on financial prudence. And I grew up in an environment where we never received any money if we wanted something, and not even one nickel, and so we had to go and work for it. And my dad would teach us how to work for it. But he really focused on helping us to understand the financial markets as a whole and some of the economics that were going on in the marketplace and correlations and so forth. And I was very interested to my dad's pride, and from there I started kind of dabbling a little bit in some equities in my late teens, and I always maintained a very strong interest. Knew I always wanted to be in the financial sector, and I'm not much of a salesperson, so when it came time to make that decision after my last Olympic Games in 1998, when it came time to make the decision as to what aspect I wanted to focus on, it was FX. And so it took some time out I took the time out, which is a very important point, took the time out to learn the business, and I studied it from all aspects, from the analysis and from a technical standpoint. And then I took on a mentor and a partner, and we ended up managing funds together, and just kind of grew.
So, and that's what I was